Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in on this happy, very nice Saturday afternoon. What I wanted to talk to you about today was my schooling experience when I went to school. Um, when it comes to me going to school, I pretty much had a love hate relationship with it. Let's see. I started pre K in the fall of 1978. And don't get me wrong, pre K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade was good. But somewhere around the third or fourth grade, things started to slowly transition and change for me. Meaning that even though I consider myself a child of the 1980s, even back then, kids could be cruel. As mentioned on one of my other videos, if you revert back, yeah, I was born with tuberous sclerosis. Everything you see on my face. As far as my weight goes, I've always been up and down the ladder, up, down, up, down, up, down. But you should never judge or call anybody names about something that they're dealing with that they have absolutely no control over. So, as time went by, the name calling got worse. Then I was bullied. I mentioned that on a previous. Um, let's see, there were times that people would, or my classmates would up and say, Steve cheated. I'll give you an example. Every once in a while, I guess I was in junior high by that point, the teacher gives us a paper that's got math problems on it. You got about 40 or 50 math problems. I think it was addition, it would be subtraction, it would be multiplication, division. It would be your simple math. She'd go down the row, hand the paper, and and you work your way back. Mind you, I'm a whiz at basic math. No problem. So I'm doing the math problem, and it's on a timer. You got a minute. So I'm going through, ready, start, boom, go ahead. So I'm filling in, dot, 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 I'm going down, going down, going down, going down, going down. Done. I think I've been able to do those 40 or 50 math problems. I was able to accomplish that in 35, 40 seconds. Keep in mind, you still had 20 more seconds left. And then after I get through, I've got my classmate or classmates. Steve cheated. He looked on somebody else's paper. And I turned and looked at that person with, not that I had any intention of doing it, but I gave that person or that classmate a look that, you know, like, where do you get off saying that about me? That type of subconscious look. But it went deeper than that, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm sure you can use your imagination. And it just got to the point to where going to school became very disenchanting to me. And let me tell you, by the time I hit junior high, I was pretty much ready to just throw in the towel and say, I'm done. I'm out. I'm finished. Kaput. All right. So then I move into the ninth grade. And again, same thing. Even though by that point I'm not in Catholic school. I'm in a different type of school. Like I said, you walk in, partitions on the left, partitions on the right. You got chairs, you sit, you look at a wall, you got your books, you do your own thing. If you needed help, the help was there. The work that you had was on a PACE system, PACE. It was a booklet of some type. You did the work. You went up to the middle desk, pulled out the answers to what you were doing, and you graded yourself. If you passed it and you finished the book, you go to the next and the next and the next, which in turn, if you advanced yourself enough, yes, you could graduate early. That was the intention of that. So by that point, things weren't looking so great for me at the end of that school year. I was 15. So on May 25th, 1990, I made the decision. I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm not going back to school. I'm out. I'm finished. I'm not doing this anymore. Forget it. And I'll never forget it. The reaction that I got out of my dad. Well, all right, Steve, that's perfectly fine. Let's go. Let's go celebrate. I can't remember exactly what we did. I think I wound up getting an ice cream out of it, went to the movies. Well, in any case, a celebration did come from that. But I did make the choice 3 years later. I went back. I took the GED, passed it the first time, no studying. And part of that, I do believe, was because of going to Catholic school and that other Baptist style school. And let me assure you, it is much harder learning than going to a public school. Example, if you don't know, for those that haven't been. Let's say you are in public school, and we'll just use fifth grade, for example. The fifth grade level of learning in public school versus what you have in Catholic school, it's like you're going from fifth grade to a senior in high school, just like that. You pretty much ate, drank, and slept studies. There wasn't a whole lot of time for TV and all that, although I did make time for that. I mean, I wasn't going to turn down watching TV in one of the best decades I feel that had television next to the 1970s. But I will say this, all of my classmates that I went to school with, and I mean all of my classmates, I have yet to make contact with them. I will not friend request them on Facebook. They have not looked for me. And if I did have a friend request, I would turn it down. I realized that the students I went to school with now are all grown men and women, but that's just something I don't forget. I'm a forgiver, but I'm not a forgetter. And you don't get many chances with me. You really don't. Once, if you're lucky. And a lot or a majority of what was said and how I was treated, I'm good. I say good riddance. I say live long and prosper. Have a nice life. But that's all right. I'm happy. I proved a lot of people. I would say of all the people that I proved wrong, I would say I got about 95, maybe 100% of them. And I don't like the fact that people like to judge a book by its cover because you can't. Pick up the book. Oh, nice title. That's all good and well. Or maybe the title's not good. Read the book. Open the book. Read what it's about. You don't necessarily have to read the whole book. Look in the book. Start reading it. Unwrap that piece of candy. You might be surprised what you find underneath. That's how I look at it. But all is good. Like I said, I've got my high school diploma under my belt. Um, because of my situation with what I was dealing with at home, with my parents drinking and the bully and all of that, brother in law at the time, sister's boyfriend, all of that dealing, everything that was going on in a 10-year-old or, yeah, child's mind. I wound up failing 1 year. I had to repeat the fourth grade. No fault of mine. I should have been as I graduated, even though I was a fall baby, which means kids start school the following, I should have been class of 92. But in turn, I actually wound up being class of 93, which, if you stop and think about me being born in October, that kind of puts me more in alignment to where I should be. But the way that my parents started me in school, I should have been class of 92, not 93. But in either case, there is no wrong or no right in that case. But I really don't even acknowledge the fact that I did have to repeat the fourth grade again. I really don't. Um, and the thing of it is, too, in the fourth grade, I'll never forget my fourth grade teacher, and I never will. She believed in me. She had a lot of faith in me. There's a couple of things that I can point out that'll always be with me that she taught me. Roman numerals. Okay, we don't really use Roman numerals. We don't really use it in our everyday, so-called everyday doing. But if you still watch a movie or a TV show, they still use the Roman. I know that backwards, forwards, and sideways. That's one thing I was told or taught. The other one, this is a cute one. I got to share it. There's a sentence that I was taught in fourth grade. And when you say the sentence, it puts every planet in alignment as to where it is in the solar system. Let me tell it to you. This is a good one. My very eager mother just sent us 9 pizzas. I will never forget that saying, because when you do, because each one of that first letter of each word tells you exactly where that planet sits, you know. And if you stop and think about the way that breaks down, because pizza or pizzas, Pluto is the last planet. Neptune would be the next. Uranus or Uranus, however you pronounce it, that would be, you know, and it's in alignment. Earth being the third in the solar system. I've known that ever since, being in school. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and talk to you about that. That's a little bit more about me that you probably didn't know. And, be on the lookout on Tuesday with another Recipe Tuesday for you guys at 6 a.m. I'll have a pretty nice recipe for you. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what it's probably more or less going to be. It'll be some type of a pie. So be on the lookout for that. I hope all of you have a great remainder of your Saturday, and I hope you have a nice weekend. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.